Today's game is Tetris Attack. And I gotta say, let's get into it. We got a 5-prong countdown. Graphics, sound, gameplay, fun factor, and challenge. We're gonna start off with graphics. Best of 5, best from 5, best of, it's out of 5. Graphically speaking, it's a solid game. It's not something that I would say is overly dynamic, but it does make use of the SNES hardware, and you really can't shake a stick at that. So I will give it a 4. Matt, what are you giving the graphics?
I think I'm in the same boat as you. I believe that this game has a solid visual design, but yet it's nothing like compelling or groundbreaking in terms of the system. But it's solid enough, and it's really good for what it is. So I'm gonna go with a 4.
When we talk about sound, we're talking about music, sound effects, and all the things that go chirpy, chirpy, chirpy. And I gotta admit, I fucking hated this game. The music the music made me think so much about off-brand Tetris games. The bleep bloops and thingamabobs are just outlandishly dumb. I could not stand playing this game with the sound on. I'm giving it a 2. Matt.
Wow, holy shit. I don't think I'd go that low, but I would say, well, this game for me has some stuff that I remember in terms of sound. I don't know if it's something that's necessarily that resonates with everybody. It's memorable just to me. So on that, I won't go too much higher. I'll stick with a 3.
When we talk about gameplay, it's all about Tetris. Tetris is a fun as hell game, but I gotta admit, Tetris is like solitaire. I ain't looking for a 2-player version. I find the change in how you play the game, in terms of how you move the blocks and maneuver the blocks and the little combos and whatnot you do, to be an unnecessary addition to the gameplay. I found it to be a little bit over encumbersome for what Tetris is supposed to be. I'm going to give gameplay a 3. Matt?
I actually have always found the gameplay, at least for me, to be pretty compelling in terms of strategy and things like that, especially when you up the difficulties more, and the chain combos and things like that make it a lot more interesting and a lot more tense moments in here than just playing regular Tetris. So I honestly would give the gameplay, it's not going to be a 5 at all, but I would say a solid 4.
When it comes to fun factor, it's all about how much you enjoy the game. I play Tetris on the regular on my PlayStation 4. That's not a joke. I love Tetris. Tetris is a fun as fuck game. I did not have the same type of enjoyment playing this game, mostly because of the dynamical change in what you're playing and how you're playing it. It's not so much about playing to beat your own score. It's about how to beat your opponent. I don't play Tetris for that reason. It's like I don't play, solitaire. Goddamn, we need to make a new reference. So I'm going to give fun factor 2. Not my jam. Matt?
I think at the time, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I think at the time when I enjoyed this the most, it was because of the competitive aspects and the multiplayer and the fact that I did play it with friends. But now that I've played it and in a single player aspect, I can see where some of the fun starts to wane a little bit, because it's not necessarily built for a single player component. So, but it's still a lot of fun, and I've still always enjoyed this game no matter how many times I play it. So it's still a solid 4 in terms of fun for me. I always have fun with this game.
And that takes us down to challenge. Was the game enjoyable to beat, or was it a slog of an experience? For me, this is a game that does not appeal to me, but the challenge in how to play it and the combos used to hurt your opponent while helping yourself is a interesting idea. But puzzle games, just for me, aren't really a big thing. I can't give it more than a 3. Matt?
Yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming from in terms of that. This is not, you don't always want that kind of experience from it, but I personally think it's well worth the experience for what it is on here. So I am going to stick to my guns, and I'm going to stick with a solid 4 on this one.
All right, that gives us a final tally of a 16.5. That's the same score we got last time for 64%. So we're going to record a podcast. It's down below. For Matt Hedrick, I'm Chad Porto. Be sure to tune into that. And we're out of here. Bye.